time, we're going to get ready for the press conference. Mayor Wyatt Lockmiller and Chief Kowalski are about to address the podium right now, so we're going to take a live look and listen in.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody for being here. At this time, I want to briefly address the incident this morning at the public safety facility. First and foremost, I want to thank our police and fire employees, both sworn and civilian, for the professional and rapid response to this incident and the dedication to the safety of our citizens. In 2006, our public safety personnel moved into the public safety building. The safety features designed in the building ultimately protected our city employees from harm. I want to assure our citizens that their safety is our primary concern, and all steps have been taken during this incident and the ongoing investigation to maintain the safety of our community. At this time, I'm going to turn the press conference over to Chief Kowalski. He'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you very much again for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There's not really a whole lot new to add to it. I'll give you a brief synopsis of what did occur. Shortly after 9 o'clock this morning, we had an individual who pulled a truck and a trailer up in front of our public safety building. He set the truck on fire. It ignited ammunition that was in the truck. The trailer failed to ignite. That was containing some substances in the back, which included wood chips, road flares, gasoline. So we called out the Plano bomb squad to assist us. At that time, it was determined after they cleared the truck that there was some ammonium nitrate fertilizer that was placed in the back of it. So it looks like it was possibly improvised explosive device that failed to ignite. The suspect retreated across the street to the College. He began firing on the public safety building at the offices and windows and employees who were outside the building. And there was exchange of gunfire between him and some of our police officers. Ultimately, the suspect was killed. He was found at the scene, heavily armed. The investigation is ongoing. Assisting us in the investigation at this time are members of the Collin County Sheriff's Department, Department of Public Safety, the Texas Rangers, Collin College Campus Police, the Plano Bomb Squad, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and also the Federal Bureau of Investigation. As I said, the investigation is continuing. We're going to release a press release later on this evening. We will be identifying the suspect. The investigation is continuing into the suspect. Right now, at this point, we know who, what, when, where, and how. We don't know why. At this point, we are really trying to determine why he targeted the McKinney Police Department and also officers of the Collin College and their police department. There's no clear-cut motive at this point, and we'll go ahead and open it up to some questions.
Chief, talk about this. It sounds like this was a heavily, well-orchestrated attack, an assault, complete with a sniper's nest. Describe your assessment of this.
I've got to tell you, I've been a police officer over 33 years now in several major departments. This is a little bit unprecedented. He had a plan. He was activating his plan. He was heavily armed. He looked like he knew what he wanted to do. What we don't know is why he wanted to do it. It appears to us at this point, of course some of this is conjecture, but it does appear that his motive was to draw people out into the open from the building with the fire and the diversion, and once people came out, get them into their line of fire. As the mayor said earlier, we moved into this building approximately 4 years ago, in August 2006. The fire chief, myself, Assistant Chief Rowland, many members of the city, we spent a lot of time designing this building in the era of Homeland Security with just such an eventuality. The building did exactly what it was designed to do today and protected all of our employees. We're happy to say that none of our employees were injured in this incident, and we probably had well over 100 rounds fired by the suspect at our building.
What kind of weapons did you find in his sniper's nest?
The area he retreated to at this point in time, we know he had a .223 assault rifle. He had a 12-gauge Mossberg shotgun, and he had a .45 semi-automatic pistol. Any other questions?
Can you put those there ahead of time? Did you bring them with him? I mean, how did you're describing a sniper's nest? What is describing?
What it appears, and the investigation is still continuing, it appears he brought his vehicle up there, set it on fire, and then retreated across the street to an area that was in a tree line, which provided him some camouflage, some cover, limited cover, but the officers were able to engage him. and it pulled him out of cover, and he eventually was taken down by gunfire. Possibly the fatal round was self-inflicted, but there was an exchange of gunfire between our officers and the suspect.
Chief, you said you know who this individual is. You said you know who the individual is. Does he have a criminal record? Does he have a history with police?
The short answer to that is we know who he is. He has no extensive criminal record, no criminal record that we can find at this point. In-house check reveals to us that he was a witness on a few incidents. We're delving more into his background to see why this occurred and why this happened, but more will be revealed as we discover it.
Was he local to McKinney? Did you search his home?
I'm sorry?
Was he local?
We have officers in place right now with search warrants out at his residence. One of the first things that we did do, because the situation was so unusual, was it was sent to, officers were sent to his location, which is out in the county, Collin County. And due to exigent circumstances, we were afraid that someone else may be either dead or dying at that location. We made entry into the location. We found a cache of other weapons at his location. No one else there, no one else injured. We did determine he has a roommate. The roommate's out of town. We've talked to him. He's rather surprised by this series of events, but we have been to his location. Now we're securing a search warrant so that we can go through it and determine exactly any motivations or anything that why he decided to do this today.
Sir, can you confirm that this was Patrick Sharp of Anna?
That'll be confirmed a little bit later on when we do that press release.
Can you give us an age for now?
That'll be confirmed in the press release.
When you talked about how many rounds were fired, was that from shell casings in the sniper's nest? And if he had more than one target, civilian-wise, do you know how many shots he may have fired there? And the ATF person, was there oil in the back of the pickup where the ammonium nitrate was found?
Right, wow, that's a series of questions. What we have is about well over 100 shell casings. The number was still going up when I left to come over here. The firing the shell casings from the suspect actually began on our property line where he began shooting, and then he retreated to this tree line. And then there's more shell casings at that location. The numbers going up. I don't know how many return fire was, how many rounds were returned by my officers. There was gasoline. I don't know if it was oil, if it was diesel fuel, but he had a gas can there that he doused the wood chips with in the back of that location. And he had road flares in there and ammonium nitrate. But like I said, it failed to ignite. So I don't know if it would have been explosive or it would have just been creating more of a fire, more of a diversion.
Chief, your background is in tactical stuff from the Dallas Police Department.
Yes, sir, it is.
What does this say about the ability of someone to do something like this domestically? I mean, to basically make a homemade bomb in a trailer and open fire on a public building in broad daylight on a regular morning?
Well, like I said, it's unprecedented. There are individuals out there who, for whatever reason, they get bent in the wrong direction and go out and instead of doing what normal citizens would do in society, they go out and perpetrate evil and do foul deeds. And then why he elected to do this, I don't know. But there is that capability out there. And people do have that capability. And that's one of the reasons why the building was designed the way it was during our design phases. Because in this era of homeland security, even though we have public buildings, we have to be concerned about what some individuals may be willing to do or attempt to do. And fortunately, the building design thwarted a lot of his efforts today.
And Chief, I guess if you can talk a little bit about, this could have been really, really bad. This guy's got assault rifles. He's more than 100 yards away. Handguns aren't terribly effective at that range. Is that why you guys are thinking maybe he offed himself? Talk about that a little bit.
It appeared, one of our witnesses seems to indicate that the suspect did inflict a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We're going to have to await the coroner's autopsy results to see if he was struck any other times by pistol shots. Some of our officers, though, who were at the location are on the tactical team. They were responding to the tactical van, the tactical equipment room in the back, and obtaining our long rifles and our AR-15s. The thing to keep in mind is, while this is a very dramatic tragedy, it unfolded in less than 5 minutes from start to finish. It was a very rapid incident. So the officers who could respond were immediately available, armed with pistols, and that's what they began returning fire with. And it appears from some of what I've heard from the officers in the crime scene that apparently our pistol training is very good because there's quite a few strikes in and around where the suspect was hidden in the trees. So it's a long pistol shot, but they were able to do what they could. Yes, sir.
You said that the victim, the shooter was involved as a witness in some cases.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
He worked in one of the local businesses. That'll be released later on, and he was a witness to some of the reports that were made.